What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Vermont Scale Customs. How's it going out there? Hope you guys all had a nice holiday, sitting there picking out with your family and friends. Maybe you got outside and ran a truck or three, something. Maybe you stayed inside, drove on the furniture. I don't know. Anyway, I just rebuilt this with new Injora angled skid chassis. Their cheap little $20 option from Amazon. This was sitting on factory rails, and while it was doing okay, it just wasn't doing as good as it could be, so I figured I would splurge and pick one of those up. So it showed up last week. I got it all built up and just kind of been running around. I had to sort of reconfigure things up front with the magnets. I did little plates of steel on the inside of the hood, and all the wiring and everything all goes to those. And, you know, it's all like neat and tucked up underneath and stuff like that. And so I had to figure out a way to get the magnets like realigned so I could continue to use that. And that finally worked out. So got that figured out. Same shocks, same everything. These are actually Injora, I think 43 millimeter telescoping shocks. I forget what the full length on those are. Anyway, they're limited. That little tiny brass barrel inside is just large enough. There's a tiny lip around there that you can fit like one wrap of electrical tape, and it still slides back inside. So I did that all in all of those, so it would not fully open up and cause, like problems with like, I don't know, seizing up or whatever. But you still get some pretty decent travel out of those. And I forget what springs those are, and I don't even know if this is before or after, because I finally just located the longest set of softest springs that I have, which this now has on here. I think this might be a set of probably SCX24 factory springs sitting on those, so the preloads probably run out quite a bit all the way around. Patagonias, vented, factory foams. My oldest set of 1-inch beadlocks, nice and truly rusted out. I don't know if you can actually see that or not, but they just have a great patina on them. They're a little over 4 years old, I think, at this point. They were on my original C10. And I decided to keep... I've painted every set that I've had black. If I didn't buy them in black, and I have like 4 or 5 sets of those, and this was like the one set that I left silver. So I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't paint them because they do have a nice patina on them. Anyway, check it out. Went off the diving board here, a little cliff dive. Finally made it. I've rolled it so many times in that spot. But it takes getting that wheel right after the corner there. Who cares about the gate? I'd rather lose a gate than roll and have to take a placement. I think I have to reverse here for a hot sec. But very pleased with the performance of this. I realized that the tire compression is quite a bit. I don't really care. I like how it's running. I like how it's performing all the way around. I'm not going to do anything with like inserts or crazy foams, anything along those lines. I can't remember how much this truck weighs. I think when I originally built it, it might have been around 385. It's definitely more than that now. I could almost weigh it while I'm doing this video. Hang on a second. I have my scale right here. We'll turn the scale on. Grab the truck that's right here. Uh-oh. 447 grams hanging by 2 wheels and falls to the floor. Yep. So anyway, 447, not bad. Doesn't need to be any heavier. I don't know where I could shave any off, and I don't know if I want to. Seems to handle pretty well. I did have a little bit of problem with some corner-to-corner travel once I switched the chassis. The geometry was set up pretty well on the factory rails, and I had it running really smoothly, but for some reason, just the changes that I made with this was kind of causing a little bit of like front end to back end kind of lock up. And I think it's still kind of doing it in this video, but I have since worked on it and just basically spaced the rear shocks off of the axle more. And I think I did that same thing with the front too. And I put the thinnest little spacer, like a 1/2 mil spacer. It was just enough to be able to get those kind of angled out just a little bit more. So that way, like at full lock from one side to the next, you don't seize a shock up. But it's capable enough, you know. It doesn't have the longest wheelbase in the world. It definitely gets hung, but it will still go, you know, just juice it a little bit. And that's always a pretty decent test to see, you know, what it's going to do, whether or not it'll roll that. And you're seeing some pretty good compression on the tires. Don't really care. Not a big whole, like, you know, flub, whatever, guy, inserts, etc. I have one set of inserts. I don't even remember what truck I put them in. I don't even remember if I've run them much at all. I have so many stinking trucks. Anyway, hey, check it out. We're coming up on 2,500 members here sometime soon. In fact, maybe by the time this video is out, it'll be around there. Thank each and every one of you for being here. For whatever reason you guys have actually signed up, whether it was for the WPL stuff, or you're an RC four-wheel drive person, or you like, you know, the SCX24 stuff, or you showed up for the IR60 builds. Maybe it was the FJs. I don't know. Anyway, thank each and every one of you for all of you for being here. You know, I don't really do any marketing. I have no merchandise. I'm not doing any channel memberships or anything like that. It's totally homegrown. I don't do any reviews. There's no sponsorships, none of that stuff. I don't ask anybody for money. It's just all footage and occasionally a random how-to video if I feel inspired. So, again, thanks to all of you that have decided to stick around and hang out for all of that, and watched all of my crazy running videos. Not really that crazy. They're pretty tame, to be honest with you, especially in slow motion. So, but yeah, it's been, I think, over 4 years. I think I started this in like probably July of 2020, and I pulled the plug on the channel like a couple weeks later because I just didn't think the world needed another RC channel, and I felt really, I guess, kind of bad about doing it, and was like, well, what the heck am I going to do? You know, it was like right at the peak of COVID, so I was just looking honestly for something to do and keep me, you know, busy and outside and everything else while everybody was cooped up inside. And so, yeah, it started then and just kind of grew into something that, you know, one of my favorite things, I guess, is probably just like chatting with people, you know, from around the world, knowing that people watch these videos while I'm asleep and there's comments, you know, on them, like in the mornings when I wake up and stuff. So, you know, there's been times when I've actually had to dedicate, you know, blocking out, you know, periods of time throughout my day to be able to, you know, answer viewer comments and stuff. And so, you know, just the support, the community, everything that you guys have all been a part of making here, you know, that's huge. And again, thanks. It's awesome to have that. Like I said, I kind of suffered a little bit of burnout recently. I've been doing this now for as long as I have. And now that I'm a caregiver full-time for my mom, you know, in Illinois, I'm not in Vermont, and I won't be for a little while. It's going to be a while before I can get back to the place. You know, I've just kind of gone through some changes here in the last year and a half. And so my mindset's kind of changed. I still, you know, think about the channel all the time. I want to keep doing stuff. I just, right now, I don't know exactly what to do just because I'm here. So thanks for sticking around, and thanks for, you know, for bearing with me through all of this. I'm sorry it's not really cool scenery with awesome waterfalls and amazing trails and cool rock formations and stuff like that. You know, I miss it a lot myself. So someday I do hope to get back to that, as long as the world doesn't blow up before the process. So at any rate, coming up on the end here. So hope you like the truck. Hope you like the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and take it easy out there. See ya.